I think we need to be very careful about the difference between governance and control. Because once you start coming down to deciding what people can or cannot do with the internet, then you are actually defeating the purpose of the internet. I think the internet, you vote based on the sites you visit. If no one visits the site will cease to exist or would be irrelevant. But I think if we're saying that we want to now start putting parameters onto what people can or cannot do on the internet, I think now we get down to the point who decides what the parameters are. And then depending on the country or the society you're in, if you're in a society that feels women shouldn't have certain privileges, then in that case, do you block them out? I mean, of course, when you're going to give examples, everyone will give the extremes, which is clear. Child pornography, yes, that's that. But then that's easy to do. But once you start giving people the ability to control, then you get into the gray areas where there's no clear-cut right or wrong. And I think there we run a danger of actually trying to defeat the beauty of the internet. You can see China tries to do that, but still people find ways around the Chinese firewalls. I mean, they try and do that in lots of different countries, and that actually increases the urgency or the need for the hackers and for the creative ones to get around these rules. So I think we just need to be careful. When we say, in my mind, when I say governance, I mean I think they are just parameters by which we operate, not rules by which we use the medium, but just parameters under which we operate on the internet. So that's my view.
I think this is really a very huge topic. What actually Nii Quaynor has been doing very ably for Africa is actually having Africa at the table in terms of the governance issues to do with the internet. The big issue has always been who is really in control. If it remains in the control of the US, or if Africans as a whole, and certainly Ghana as a small country within Africa, has any say in the governance regime for the entire internet. I think that is the big issue. And unless we have some awareness of that kind of issue here and how it can affect our ultimate use of the technology, then we can't move forward. But there are very few people who have been looking at that. Unfortunately, when we are teaching, and I'd like to ask the audience, how many of you are studying computer science or computer engineering? One. Nobody else is an IT person. But what we find is that when people are, not
studying, but they're IT people.
Oh, they are IT people here. They are not studying. Okay. They finished studying. You never finish studying if you're in a profession. So the big issue is when people are being trained, these are not issues on the agenda. They're being taught the technology and really the fundamentals of the technology. But there are a lot of technology policy issues that need to be addressed, and we need our technologists and even those who are training not necessarily in the technical field to become more aware of these policy issues. I think that's why you're having the forum.
Good. Let me tell you why this is important to you. It is a matter of identity. Now, take it from me. In about 10 years, if you use the internet, most of your profile will be on the internet somewhere. Your name, who you are, what you do, etc. It will be on the internet somewhere. Now, these are the, indeed,